Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now on this Thursday. I'm Justin Gould. Here's what's happening. Jamestown public school officials are taking action following a large fight last week. Plus, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas here in downtown Jamestown. We'll tell you why. But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, he's back with a look at our forecast. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Justin, and happy Thursday, everybody. I had a nice day off, but it's time to get back into the grind. Here's a live look at downtown Jamestown from the top of the Doubletree. You can see the snow cover that happened over the past couple of days, as well as a cloud cover. 32 degrees currently downtown, and this is warmer where it has been, but it's still below average for this time of the year. As we take a look at the radar on a 5-hour time lapse, we had a few snow showers that came through early this morning, but those have all since moved on out of here. The majority of the snow is going to be confined mainly areas northward near Buffalo today, but for the southern tier down here, basically the afternoon is going to be dry with some peaks of sunshine in between throughout the afternoon. And as we take a look at the temperatures throughout the month, it has been cold every single day. This month has been below average. The average temperature for the month is 37.6. We should be near 48 for a monthly temperature. Ouch! And we don't really see any signs of this pattern breaking anytime soon. So as we take a look at the hour-by-hour forecast here, temperatures will be into the 30s throughout the afternoon with some partial sunshine. It still will be cold, but at least it will be warmer than where it has been. But will the temperatures ever warm up? We'll talk about it in a few minutes. Back to you.
Alrighty, Dakota, thank you. Our top story, Jamestown public school officials are taking action to improve safety within Jamestown High School following a fight last week. In a statement to the media, officials say additional training and drills will take place with formal debriefings of the incident. If the high school student resource officer is off, a different Jamestown police officer will be assigned to the building that day. Now, during the fight last week, officials say the Jamestown SRO was not in the building. Additional radios and updated photos of all students will be made available to staff. Professional development dedicated to de-escalating future fights will also be implemented. An investigation of the school system's security system will also be included in the potential capital project plan to modernize the building there. The school also hopes to identify at-risk students who will be transferred to the district's Tech Academy, where personalized learning plans will be completed prior to returning to the high school. Now, school officials believe that the November 6th fight was related to events that occurred off school grounds. The fight between 5 students broke out into 2 groups, one that went outside and a second group that remained on the second floor. You see here from this video. School officials say the Jamestown Police Department arrived within minutes to the fight. They were not aware of the fight on the second floor, which is why there was a delay in getting to the second floor. Now, there were at least 15 teachers who immediately responded to the fight in that hallway. Other news we're following. 4 Jamestown residents are facing charges after the Jamestown Metro Drug Task Force raided 2 houses and seized fentanyl, cocaine, and methamphetamine early Wednesday morning. Now, police say the first raid was at 58 East Coden Place, where officers found crystal methamphetamine and a .22 caliber rifle. Inside that house, police arrested 47-year-old Ryan Robertson and 43-year-old Dennis Annis. Now, in the raid at 21 Hazard Street, police said they found a quantity of crystal meth, cocaine, and more than 1 ounce of fentanyl. Inside that house, 29-year-old Craig Van Hook and 27-year-old Kristen Martinez were arrested. Police say SWAT officers allegedly observed Van Hook attempting to flush a quantity of narcotics down the toilet when they busted in the door. Police say all were taken to city jail and face several charges in relation to those crimes. And a city of Jamestown man was arrested after police say they found an AR-15 rifle in his possession yesterday. 53-year-old Barth Riley is charged with third-degree criminal possession of a weapon and second-degree harassment following his arrest at a Lincoln Street address. Now, officers say Riley, a convicted felon, was not allowed to be in possession of that weapon. Riley allegedly threatened a family member at that location during a dispute. He was taken to Jamestown City Jail, pending arraignment in the case. And City of Jamestown crews harvested and installed this year's Christmas tree early this morning. Now, the 50-foot tall Colorado blue spruce was donated by the family of Dr. Kenneth and Miranda Erickson. The tree was harvested from the former Magnolia's Funeral Home on 4th Street. The building now serves as the new home to Dr. Erickson's chiropractic office, health, and wellness center. Now, once the tree was removed by crews from the city's Parks, Recreation, and Conservation Department, it was taken to City Hall. The crane then raised and held the tree in place while it was secured in preparation for decorating. Now, in the next few weeks, over 3,000 energy-saving LED bulbs will be installed. Residents say they are very excited for the holiday season here in Jamestown.
I never miss this parade. It's so awesome for such a town to have such a large parade. My daughter and I go every year.
I know it's before Thanksgiving, but it's one of those holiday setting days where the tree comes to Tracy Plaza. We've got cooperation from various departments to help get that up, and it builds the anticipation for when it will be finally lit up and for the Christmas parade on December 6th.
And certainly does. The tree lighting will take place at the start of the City of Jamestown's holiday parade. As Julia mentioned, it is December 6th at 6:30 p.m. And as always, you can watch it live right here on WNYNewsNow.com. Or you can come outside of our studio and get some candy nevertheless. Hopefully you all are having a great Thursday out there. Thanks so much for tuning in here on WNY News Now. Justin Gould hanging out with you. Got to say hello to Lauren. She says, thanks for keeping us informed. We thank you for joining us here on the broadcast, because if it wasn't for the support of our community advertisers and for viewers like you tuning in every day, we could not make this possible. Hello to Wendy. Happy Thursday to you. Great to see you as always every day here. Hello to Joe. Hopefully you're doing well. Mackenzie. Pam has joined us. Beth. Brock is here, and Scott is here as well. Certainly it is a great morning here in Jamestown, as that Christmas tree, as we just mentioned, has been installed and is being secured. This was quite an operation, as it is every year. And one of the big things that Julia Cecil Hanley there from the city told us when we were out getting pictures of this, not even, a half an hour ago or so, is that today they had quite a bit of snow on that blue spruce already. So certainly, she said they're going to be dusting that off as they put Christmas decorations on it. And of course, more snow will come onto the tree as time goes along, since it's outside. Obviously, it's 50 feet in the air. But it's pretty cool nevertheless, and a really awesome operation, and we thank them so much for doing that and for their hard work out there. And she said one of the biggest things, too, which I thought was very interesting, is this time of year is when the City Parks Department cuts down and trims trees along the area. They say this is one of the best times to do it, so they're used to the cold out there. Obviously, instead of cutting it up and creating mulch for the city, they chop this tree down and keep it intact for that Christmas parade. Coming up next, we have a lot more to tell you about this Thursday, what state officials are doing to prevent chronic wasting disease this deer season. But first, the latest in a crash between a state snowplow and semi-truck. Dakota.
And the high yesterday was 28. We bottomed out at 22 degrees this morning. Not as cold as past nights. The record low for tonight is 10, and that should be safe for yet another year. But will we see any warmer temperatures? We'll talk about it in a few as WNY News Now continues in a minute. Don't go away.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer, plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from Windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
Now happening now, the investigation into a crash between a New York State Thruway Authority snowplow and tractor-trailer has concluded. New York State Police tell us that on Tuesday, a state snowplow that was treating the road on Interstate 90 in the town of Portland was hit from behind by a tractor-trailer. The impact caused both vehicles to crash through the guide rail and into a ditch. The plow truck and its amber lights were running at the time of the crash. Police say the tractor-trailer driver, 49-year-old Marvin Stacy, had to be extricated from the cab. He was flown to Hammett Medical Center, where he's now in stable condition. Troopers say Stacy was later issued multiple vehicle and traffic violations. The plow operators were taken to Westfield Memorial Hospital for evaluation. They're reportedly doing okay. And hunters are prohibited from bringing whole carcasses of deer, elk, moose, or caribou into New York State under new regulations aimed at stopping the spread of chronic wasting disease. The State Department of Environmental Conservation says that chronic wasting disease hasn't spread to New York yet, and the regulatory changes took that effect this week, are aimed at keeping the disease out of the state. Now, under these new regulations, hunters can bring only certain parts of the deer and related species into the state. Now, that includes any deboned meat, clean skull caps, antlers with no flesh, hides, clean jaws, and finished taxidermied products. Now, DEC officials will be monitoring roadways along state borders and will confiscate and destroy any whole carcasses that are illegally imported. Well, according to a new report, the numbers of Americans who survive lung cancer is rising. The disease remains the leading cause of cancer deaths nationwide, though, but the 5-year survival rate climbed to 26%, and the rate of new diagnosis has dropped to 19%. The American Lung Association says an early diagnosis can make survival rates about 5 times higher. Experts also note that most cases are caught at an early stage. Now, people at high risk, including current or longtime former smokers, are encouraged to talk to their doctor about yearly screenings. The report, State of Lung Cancer, was published yesterday by the American Lung Association. Well, this one's interesting. Researchers say if you want to get better grades, get off of Facebook. Now, according to research from the University of Technology, Sydney, over 500 freshman college students, the more time they spent on Facebook, the worse their grades were. Now, for example, students who reported using Facebook for 3 hours a day or more had test scores about 10% lower than those who used Facebook less often. According to the Pew Research Center, 90% of Americans ages 18 to 29 use social media, and 74% of Facebook users check that site every day. As of 2018, 80% of Americans in the age of 18 to 24 currently use Facebook. Well, we're happy you're on Facebook. Certainly, I suppose everything comes in moderation, right? So it is good if you're trying to study, especially in college where it's very important and there's a lot of work to have to be done. I suppose it kind of makes sense to say, okay, I'm going to stay off of social media for a little bit. I'm going to check it every night at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock or whatever it may be, whenever you're, I guess, not doing your work. So interesting to see kind of where this takes us and what people do with it. We hope you don't leave social media, right? Because we love social media here at WNY News Now. But nevertheless, interesting study there. Joseph, he says, it does seem like fewer smokers. And yeah, it seems like a lot of people, if they're not, turning to that, cigarettes, certainly it was pounded in generations' head that smoking is bad for you, and you will develop lung cancer at some point. But now with this vaping craze, it seems like people are almost going back to it. I know at least the national media, it's like every day they have a vaping story on it. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Christine says, wow, go figure. Yeah, it seemed kind of like common sense to me for Facebook. She says she'll be in New York City, actually, to see the Rockefeller Christmas tree this year. So that'll be really cool. I know that they just harvested that and brought that in down there the other day. I saw that on the Today Show. So certainly really awesome. We thank you all so much for joining us. Got to say hello to Mark and hello to Kyle as well. Thanks so much for being here on the broadcast and spending your Thursday with us. Coming up, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, he's here with a live look at our weather forecast. And later, our Norm Rodriguez is in studio with several local sports games that'll be happening in our area and one recent change. Details when we return. Pronto Mart, not your average corner store. Located on the corner of Forest and Newland Avenues in Jamestown, Pronto Mart has everything you've been looking for. An amazing selection of hot foods, a large variety of premier headgear, and smoking accessories to fit any style. Pronto Mart, not your average corner store. Stop in and visit us today.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Not tomorrow, but right now on the WNY News Now mobile app. Follow local news as it happens.
Top story, a Forestville man's weather video has gone viral.
And stay informed with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network.
Our Matt Hummel is standing by live outside of Chautauqua County Court with more on this case. Matt, good afternoon to you.
Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
And welcome back. We started the day at 22 degrees, not as cold as it has been in past nights, but that is still chilly for this time of the year. 27 was the official low in Dunkirk, also over in Erie and Olean at 21 degrees. So it was chilly, but at least it's not down into the teens, at least where it has been the past couple of days. And talking about cold, we did not break records yesterday. Thank goodness. The record low maximum temperature for yesterday is 27, set back in 1995. We came close. The official high was 28, so we came pretty close to that. The Wednesday low temperature for last night was 14. Again, nowhere near that. So for the first time in a couple days, we haven't broken any low maximums or low temperatures. So yeah, we might be close to it once again. News Now Cam, you can see the clouds starting to break apart downtown. Currently at the airport, we're at 30 with a southwest wind at 9. This is part of the reason why it's going to be a little bit warmer. We have a southwest wind starting to set up now and a dew point at 21 degrees. So the air is still relatively dry at this point. Warm front has actually came on through, and this is also part of the reason why it's warmer, so to speak. Andrew said it yesterday, a heat wave, and that's kind of what it is. But we have a cold front back here, back to our west. This is going to be moving through tonight and then throughout the day tomorrow. And you know, when that cold front, temperatures drop and also bring us the chance for a little bit more snow. Nothing through the day here on Future Scan. Now, the model does try to paint this little, rain and snow shower right near the Lake Erie shoreline. Definitely not out of the question later this afternoon, but I think the majority of the area should be dry. The overnight tonight should be mainly dry. Small chance of a spotty snow shower, especially inland away from the lake. And then tomorrow we'll start to see the better influx of moisture coming in with that cold front, and we'll see the better chance for a few rain and snow showers tomorrow. And again, in terms of precipitation, a quarter to a half inch of precip, that's about it. Now, looking down the road, Climate Prediction Center next 6 to 10 days believes the majority of the U.S. will see above average temperatures, but look at the Great Lakes region. When you see this blue color, that is a 33% chance for below average temperatures, and that goes all the way out until the middle of the month. So will we see a warm up? Not really in sight, but we'll see. All right, zone forecast. Lake Erie shoreline here. This is the warmest 30 degrees you are ever going to feel ever in your life. After all this cold that we've had, this is still below average, but who cares? It's going to feel a lot better than what we've had. Inland areas here, most areas mid to upper 30s through the day. We got to start somewhere, right? At least there'll be less bite in the air. Future, there it is, 35 degrees tomorrow, 32 on Saturday. Yes, it will be cold Saturday and Sunday, but at least we'll see the sun back in the sky and no snow. That's the good news. And look at Tuesday and Wednesday. We're back into the 40s. Get down and boogie, because we haven't seen that in a while. Sports is next. Don't go away.
When you're on the go, stay in the know by downloading the WNY News Now mobile app. Stay up to date on local news, weather, and sports that matter to you. Plus, subscribe to breaking news and weather alerts from the team that puts coverage first. In addition, watch news as it happens with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network. Download the WNY News Now app right now. It's free on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Happy Thursday, sports fans. We are nearing the end of the work week. Welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. Due to the snow starting to come down hard, Saturday's Section 5 8-man championship football game between the number 3 seed Maple Grove and the top-seeded merged Oakfield, Alabama Elba team has been given another field to play in. The game was originally supposed to be played at 1:30 p.m. at Vandetta Stadium in Batavia. Instead, it will be at 6 p.m. at Growney Stadium at St. John Fisher College in Rochester, the home of the Buffalo Bills training camp. Maple Grove lost their opening game of the season, which was against this team, 60-12, back on September 20th. On Wednesday, this year's AL and NL Cy Young Award winners were named. Jacob deGrom, a pitcher for the New York Mets, won the NL Cy Young for the second consecutive year, becoming the only Mets pitcher to win the award back-to-back years. Despite his team failing to reach the postseason, deGrom went 11-8 with a 2.43 ERA and led the National League with 255 strikeouts. For the American League, Houston Astros pitcher Justin Verlander received the Cy Young Award for the American League, the second one Verlander has won in his career. This past season, Verlander led the American League with 21 victories, had a 2.58 ERA, and struck out 300 batters. Houston made it to the World Series and lost in 7 games to the Washington Nationals. With an 8:20 kickoff tonight, the 3-6 Cleveland Browns will host the 5-4 Pittsburgh Steelers for a Thursday night football showdown. Cleveland snapped their 4-game losing streak in their last game, defeating the Buffalo Bills 19-16 in their last game. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh has emerged from the quicksand, winning 5 of their last 6 after an 0-3 start, winning their last game 17-12 versus the LA Rams. In a near middle-of-the-road result, Cleveland has a near 55% projected chance to win, according to ESPN's Power Football Index. The game will be televised on Fox, the NFL Network, and on Amazon Prime. That's it for sports today. Justin and Dakota, back to you.
Alrighty, Norm, thank you very much. Well, Thanksgiving, it's right around the corner. And if you've had a hard time getting your turkey just right, you're not alone. In fact, so many people find it challenging that there's actually a hotline that you can call if you need help.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm serious. Get this. Jenny O Turkey can provide you with an expert chef and advice at 1-800-TURKEYS.
What?
Yep. According to Jenny O, a wholly owned subsidiary of Hormel Foods, they can provide advice for things all turkey. In fact, they're ready to take the step further and field any cooking question. So if you have questions about stuffing, about gravy, about your mashed potatoes, they got that for you. And they expect they'll get upwards of tens of thousands of questions just this month related to turkeys. Yep, it's a thing. So 1-800-TURKEY. I'm not very good at pointing. I'm unlike Dakota, he's the pointing master, but right there.
I have a lot of things I could say, but I probably shouldn't say them.
I think it's kind of cool. I mean, why not? I suppose the idea probably, right, because they're not charging people for this. I suppose the idea is you would buy their products. If you call and you have a question, they would say, "Oh, you need this. Go to the store and look for Jenny O's."
The only comment I'm going to make is I totally forgot what comment it was, but it probably was something that was going to get me in trouble. But
okay, well, probably for the better. Joe, he says he cooks. He's a good cook, anyways, so he doesn't need it. I don't think my family needs it either, Joe. We have enough grandmas around where they figure it out every year, so it's always good. I know last year, because we kind of, Thanksgiving is interesting. This year we're splitting it up, so it's a little bit easier. Mm-hmm. But last year it was like a rat race. Let me tell you, it started at like 8 in the morning. We went one place, and then we went to another, and then we went to another, and it was a rat race.
Well, you see, I
was
don't,
very fat.
Well, you see, I don't do that.
No,
because
one Thanksgiving, that's it.
Yes, and there's reasons for that, but I'll just say that the reasons are because I choose not to talk to some members of my family.
Well, this year now we're doing 2 Thanksgivings, so we're going on a Sunday and then on Thanksgiving, so it should be a lot more chill.
What I said, I probably shouldn't have said. But that's all right. I'm always saying things I shouldn't say on the air. Speaking of saying things I shouldn't say on the air, it has been cold this month. Every single day this month has been below average. When you add all these numbers together, 37.6 average temperature for the month, we should be near 48 as an average high for the month.
Yeah.
Yikes. And you'll see it on the 7-day here. No really warm-up in sight. But hey, next Tuesday and Wednesday, break out those Bermuda shorts. Get down and boogie.
Yeah.
We'll see the 40s for the first time in who knows how long.
All right. Got to take this off.
Oh, jeez.
Thank you.
Oh.
Hey,
Oh.
We have some breaking news. We have some breaking news we have to go to. Do you see that?
We see the sun starting to peek out.
Is that sun?
We're starting to see the sun peek out.
That is sun on the H News Now. There, they got rid of the bug. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. Maybe we can go suntan outside. What do you say?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's go up
Just
on
grab the
roof.
lotion. Otherwise, like me, I burn instantly. Well, don't burn instantly, but...
What are you going to do? Hey, that's going to do it for us today. News continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com, as the graphic tells you every day. Download our mobile app. Just search WNY News Now on the Apple App Store, Google Play Store. We're back tomorrow with our TGIF edition. We hope to see you then.